Oh boy, wow. There's a lot to cover today. So I already was supposed to cover a lot of the announcements that Canon, and there's a new roadmap with Canon, Leica, and Sigma's supposed to be coming announcements. And I'm still going to try to do those videos. I'm going to possibly try to do them today. We'll see how that goes. But today we are gotta talk about OpenAI with the bombshell that they dropped yesterday with the announcement of a new text prompt to video AI program that they're calling called Sora. And the examples are all over the net. It's on their website. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. But we got to talk about the implications that it can mean. Is it the end for us as filmmakers, videographers, content creators, as well as what are some things that we could possibly look at to help us creatively and how we could sort of use this to our advantage in the future to come. And then we'll also end on what it could possibly mean for in terms of a bigger potential problem on the horizon. What's going on, everybody? My name is James Jackson. If you're new here, I cover news in the filmmaking industry as well as video content creation, reviews, tips, and everything. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and if you do enjoy this content, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can stay up to date on all the content going forth. All right, let's talk about Sora. So for those of you that are not familiar, Sora, or you haven't heard in the last 12 hours since this, or 24 hours since this was announced, but OpenAI, which is the company behind ChatGPT, just announced that they have a new thing called Sora. And it is an AI program that essentially can generate completely, fully artificially intelligent videos from prompt texts. And they've released some videos of it, and I'm showing those to you right now. And they are not perfect by any means whatsoever. But I am shocked at what they are able to do right now. This is a very, very huge deal. This is something that is, I'm sure other people have already talked about it, but this is potentially industry changing of what it could be for our field and things that we can do and people in our field as well. But first, I want to just talk about some of the things that really caught me. The woman on a train and seeing her reflection on the buildings on the outside as the train passes different objects. That's the one that I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's still ain't perfect. And like most AIs, for some reason, human hands are such an odd thing to these AI because they can always never seem to get them right. Limbs and fingers have always been the Achilles heels of AI. I mean, my God, that fashion woman, the way she just changes legs mid walk, it's like, ugh. But that shot on the, but that video example of the train and the woolly mammoth ones, they're the ones that really gave me pause. And I want to take it in terms of what this can mean positively first. And what are the things that can really do? One, I believe this really opens up the door to a lot of opportunities for creatives to really go ahead and flesh out their artistic creativity. There was a lot of trial to chat about art and what makes art. And that's sort of the thing that I know this is probably going to be a question that's going to be asked quite a bit as the years come and as AI gets developed more. To me, there's still video. To me, key things: filmmakers, videographers, creators are not going to be hugely impacted by this in terms of financially for the most part. However, I do see that there may be some questions like, what is art? Or because the thing is, like, there was again a debate about art, and for me, it's sort of art is always about the message and the intention, and what is the message you're trying to deliver. If I am able to infuse an AI into a video project that I have, because maybe I don't have the money or the funds to hire someone, then is that an ethical issue? I honestly don't know the answer, but right now I'm leaning towards not necessarily no, because there's a lot of history of people using things to sort of try to get similar results. For example, instead of shooting on 35 millimeter film, we've been using things like the enhancer and other film emulations to replicate the look of film, even though it's not film. It will never be 100% accurate, but in a span of content where you're only seeing something for like 30 seconds, does it have that much impact on the viewer? Especially if you're still getting visually creatively your message across, or say you're like a getaway hotel, a luxury getaway hotel, and you use AI to show a family on a beach smiling, laughing. Is that inauthenticated? Now, it definitely means to sell you on something, and it feels like you're being sold on, but that's the job of a commercial anyway. You know, the job of the commercial is to sell you on the thing. The people that are hired are there to sell you on it. I guess the question is the believability. And that's sort of where we're at. Right now, we're not there yet. Even with what we've seen with Sora, we're not there yet. But there is a possibility that we will be there. That there will be AI that will be able to sell human traits. And when that happens, will we care? I believe that for now, but I'm always looking towards the future and sort of liking, and I know enough people right now that if AI was to advance so far that human traits feel close to authentic, they won't care. But you know, I'm ranting off, and I apologize. But I want to get back to the positive things. The other positive thing is, you know, maybe there's some styles of VFX that you may wanted to try. I could see a whole bunch of things with VFX, especially with music videos, that you maybe always wanted to try, but you can't necessarily have been able to do because you don't have the funds or the means to do it. But now you as a musician can hire a filmmaker who has the creative idea, you plan it out, you put it together, and you use AI to infuse those special effects that you may want in your music video. And there it is. But then it goes back to that question of, well, is that authentic? For me, at least for now, I don't believe that is a big deal. I don't believe it's a big deal to use AI to create things to blend in with shots that you have. Because look, we use CG all the time. I mean, big Hollywood productions use CG all the time. But now it's going to start affecting where you can start affecting certain segments of our industry, which leads me to the negative aspects of this. The woolly mammoth one, again, flawed, but really blew me away in terms of composition, and VFX. And the VFX is what really, if AI is able to already create very solid compositions, very solid VFX traits, that now and all of this just from a text prompt, this now puts us in a situation where you may be looking at VFX studios having to adapt to it or go under because of it. Because if I can get a VFX and I can do that on my own and get AI, and I have enough post-production skills and techniques with something like DaVinci Resolve, where I can blend my compositions of what I actually shot with the AI generated, that alone will like really elevate more smaller budgets, smaller teams, which affects VFX. The other things I'm thinking about is talent and models. specifically music videos, because always the thing for me with music videos, the the argument that I've always had, especially in the hip hop industry, is convincing artists to pay their models, and that's always been the trouble. Um, but if but now if they can just go, well, we can just create an AI model. We throw something that will it looks like it's similar together. We just have her off screen, and then hey, we can do that. Drone, because there's a drone footage. Oh my gosh, drone footage is definitely going to be affected by this. Because if I can go and get a drone shot or create something that has the similar aesthetics that has that drone shot, and then put it into your project, put it in and add some more additional effects and works in post and blend it and make it blend into where it's more believable. That's where this can be very, very powerful, both in a positive way in terms of creators being able to start touching things that they didn't think they would be able to do, but also negative because there's a whole bunch of industries that may have relied on that aspect and they're now being impacted by it. So this is the thing that's been rattling my mind. But I also would like to know what you guys think, which areas of filmmaking and video content industry you think is going to be impacted the most by this. I would love to know. Leave your comments down below. All right, and lastly, I want to talk about the bigger picture because while it is to talk about us, because we're in this business, we get paid for some of us, we do get paid. I get paid in this business. So it does have an impact on my bottom line, and that raises an eyebrow for me. Even though I don't think right now it will physically impact me yet. Maybe in the future, but not yet. But there's a larger growing concern for me with this. And and to be totally fair with OpenAI, they have sort of addressed the potential of misinformation and misuse and using one's likeness. Because understand, we can now with this we can create things that can replicate the likeness of someone and then say it's this person. Like and say this, especially if it's a celebrity or something, and then just prompt it and get create crazy things, or someone can generate an AI video and for malicious intent of harming your reputation or damaging your reputation. And that's the growing concern, is the malicious aspect of some people may use for this. In terms of one's likeness, in terms of being able to, in terms of trying to use it to represent other people. There's where the real danger. What if it's a public figure, politician, a celebrity? I don't care. Even just normal. I'm talking just normal people, where you can create something to generate normal. If you just have a personal beef with somebody, you can generate an AI video of them of doing something malicious and then post it up and damage their reputations. Like that's the scary part. Which to me sort of aims what I've been touting to my friends personally. I haven't really talked about it because I don't want like talking about finances and blockchain technology and crypto and like that a lot of this channel because it's a video channel. But the growing need of some sort of hub for digital identity, to me, this just amplifies this much more. To be able to have a hub where you can control and, tell people what they can do with your likeness, that to me is a growing concern. Clearly it was a concern for SAG why they went strike for so long. This is technically, this is what SAG was afraid of, is what Sora could potentially be. Not what it is now or what OpenAI may try to use it for. But not everybody's going to try to use it for what OpenAI may want to do. So this is the growing thing. It's like, what are we going to do to make sure we can secure our reputation and our character and our personal imprint, our own personal identity on an ever growing, ever changing World Wide Web? That's the question we now have to ask ourselves. But these are my thoughts on the new Sora announcement from OpenAI. I would love to know what you guys think. Let me know. Leave your comments down below. And as always, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, take care, everyone.